Happy National French American Heritage Month.
Princess of Bear here today. We are in Epcot because it's time to celebrate another Heritage Month.
We are going to Chefs de France.
Yes, this place has called us back because it's your number one choice of food infotainment. We're here to rock with the French food so you don't have to because she's vegan. I'm not. I think I need a beret.
It's time to foodie and chill. One of my favorite parts of the experience at Chef de France is the baguette, which is vegan, and you can get as much of it as you want. Unfortunately, they don't have earth balance, but that's fine. I will still take it. And you can buy this over at the French bakery over here because it's the same third party. Perfect, classic, will go really great with some wine and this beautiful rain we're having. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It is the best bread. I hope it calls me tomorrow.
I need to know who made the Mouse Lord angry. Because it's thundering outside. Somebody is tampering with their Disney weather bubble. But you know what? The best place to enjoy the rain is definitely inside at a Disney restaurant. Epcot, especially with the views. So many of the restaurants are cafe-like. You go ahead and get you some of that and enjoy. Got a little of the house butter, salted. Nice and soft. Yes, bread it up. Appetize your appetite. Never underestimate the power of breaking bread with friends. A good bread sets the mood for a meal every time. 4 out of 5 plus. Even though this is a French restaurant, everything on this plate makes sense. The combination of these specific ingredients always, to me, feels like a bride. You have this nice, beautiful whipped goat cheese on top of greens and beets. Beets and goat cheese, that is indeed my jam. Now, it's beautiful whipped, but according to our server, the whipped goat cheese is indicative of goats that were raised lower in altitude. So, nice little tidbit there. Servers here are very knowledgeable and always extremely entertaining. Thank you. Goat cheese is deliciously light. It almost spreads like a whipped butter, which is fabulous. The beets, nice and rich, very well cooked, chilled the beets. It's not like a warm salad. I like the lightness of the goat cheese because normally with like a thicker goat cheese, you get like that funk because it's like aged more. This is very light and airy, and it spreads almost like a goat cheese, cream cheese sort of deal. But cheese I can eat. I would give that 4.5 out of 5 plus. I would take this 3 times the size as an entree in a heartbeat.
This is such a beautiful, incredible vegan salad. It looks so much better than the last time that we came here. All this stringed cucumber on top, the croutons. Now, the vinaigrette is not vegan, but they can do like an oil vinegar situation, and the croutons are vegan too. So I'm excited. I'm going to get what I can. Cheers. Despite the fact that there's no actual like vinaigrette on here, this is an amazing salad. Typically when you do like a oil and vinegar situation, it's super overpowering. It's a little oily, little like wet. This is not. This is perfect. I love everything about this. This is a 4.75 out of 5 salads. It's missing pocket parm, which I do have.
This is more robust a salad I think the Princess has had here in a long time, but it is a big one. These shaved zucchini on here, tomatoes all nice and cut, a bunch of croutons. This is hearty. That is wonderful. Lightly dressed, not like swimming. The salad is still salad, nice and crisp. I'm jealous, almost. Almost jealous. 4.25 out of 5 plus. So I had the Blinis de Saumon as an appetizer. Got the nice smoked salmon on top of the house-made Blini, and then a dill cream with fresh dill on it. And then some greens on the backside so you feel like you're eating healthy. But I'm just going to cut a little corner here. fork this bad boy. Look at that dill cream on there. Yes. I haven't tasted salmon this fresh since the last time we went to Shikisai. With a nice, clean salmon with the crispness of the dill cream. And it's like the perfect amount of dill, not like just piling on a whole bunch of dill just to pile it on. So you get like a touch of it. Complements the salmon without going overboard. I'll give this 4.75 out of 5 claws. So on our server suggestion, he says that he likes to mix some of the cheeses and breads with like a little bit of honey. So he suggested that I try pouring a little bit of honey on top of the salmon and dill. Why an odd mixture. I am always up for new things, and I trust our server's recommendations. It's probably a little bit too much, but you know what? I'm a bear. We do eat the honeys. I have no idea why that works. But the honey with the dill, I want to dip this whole glass piece like in the honey. If I wasn't sharing it. But that is amazing. Definitely adds like a little bit of sweetness. Not too much, but like a little bit of sweetness, like the base, the dill, and the salmon. Even with like the smoke flavor, wonderful. That would take that to a 5 out of 5 claws. I'm going to ask for honey every time we come here from now on. Now, when the French say macaroni with cheese, it's macaroni. For this humongous plate of basically cheese just happens to have pasta in it. You have a cream on here, then you have a ton of Gruyère that's baked to perfection with this nice cheesy top, a little sprinkle of like miniature microgreen onions on top. This is a cheesy bite for the record books. This cheese pull is about to be nuts. Oh yes. It ain't easy being cheesy or French. Deep baked delicious mac and cheese. You cook this, you're invited to the cookout provisionally. It's not an open invite, provisionally invited to the cookout. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 claws. If you had a cheese fix, this will fix you.
The Ratatouille has transformed again. Of course, there's a new chef here at the France Pavilion. This one, of course, looks like the movie. Looks like the quinoa has disappeared from it. And then there's an optional tapenade, which they gave me a little like Mickey over here. I opted for it because it was pretty, not because I actually wanted it. Cheers. This is really delicious, really flavorful. It's serving like a version of a ratatouille that I had over at Monsieur Paul pre-Pandy. I want to say it was like 2019. I had the most incredible ratatouille there, and I have not had a better version anywhere else. But this is up there with it. I will say it's better without the quinoa, 100%. I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 5 ratatouilles. This is very much like the movie, though I do think I prefer the ratatouille crepe over at the Crêperie de Paris a little bit more.
The return of the ratatouille, like it ever left, is good as always. This beautiful decoration of roasted, stewed vegetables on a plate and this tomato base, looking as beautiful always. This huge piece of basil here, and the pieces of squash and everything are a lot bigger than they used to be, but I'm not mad about that. Definitely getting all that in here, like squash and tomato, a little bit of the tapenade, some eggplant, all the fixings. I like the base of the ratatouille. The sauce is amazing. I would recommend that when you take a bite, you sort of like drag the vegetables around in it, because the interior of the ratatouille, the vegetables aren't as well seasoned. The outside's great, but like once you get to the interior, it's just like roasted veggie with not enough of the flavor. You scoop up more in the sauce with it. It's a bit more of like an all-in bite, a bit more punch. I think when the vegetables were smaller, they didn't have the problem because it was so much spread around. Now that they're bigger, you gotta do a little bit of extra work. Nothing wrong with that, but just be aware that like if you just try to eat the vegetables by themselves, I think a lot of people are going to think it's kind of bland. But it's still punchy, still vegetables. I think it's excellently prepared. I think this is like more aesthetic than the previous presentation. It's good. There's a reason why we still consider Chef de France to be one of the best values in a meal on World Showcase. I give this 3.75 out of 5 plus. The chicken cordon bleu, surprised that I have not yet had this, but we've been taking some time coming back here. That's probably mostly my fault. Usually not signing up for huge 3-course meals most of the day, especially when it's hot. I like going to Chef de France like in the winter when it's cold. Makes a lot more sense to me then. But I do love chicken cordon bleu. You have this huge piece of breaded chicken covered in peas. I did this to myself. And then you have the side of the potato puree, not mashed potatoes, pureed potatoes. So, this wonderfully breaded chicken with the ham in there. And the cheese, like, got a little, basically like a French chicken Hot Pocket. But, like, actually fancy and not, microwaved paper foil sheet. That is wonderful. The breading is almost more like a biscuit breading than like a traditional like chicken breading, which soaks in a lot of the sauce you have on top, and then the chicken is nice and moist, well seasoned. And you have the ham in there that gives you a nice like heavier meat flavorings. The peas, actually, I don't mind the peas. They're there for decoration. I'll eat some of them. Probably not gonna eat all of them, but they don't detract away from the chicken. I would give that a 4 out of 5 claws. Now, the prefix does come with a wine. Our server recommended that I pair it with the Chardonnay, white with chicken and fish. But he also recommended sort of like taking a sip of the Chardonnay, sort of like swishing around in my mouth until it was like almost gone, and then taking a bite of the chicken, sort of like alters the flavor. He calls it his French twist. And his recommendations have been pretty good so far, so I'm going all in. A lot of the reason we do this, other than just being foodies, is we love the different cultures of food. You'd be surprised what you'll learn about culture, both like socially, food, economics, everything, just by like how they prepare, how they eat their food, how they share a meal together. Things like that are things you would only know and learn speaking to somebody, learning more about their culture. And I did not think that little bit of like wine, like sort of like fumes working around my mouth make a difference, but it sort of like brings out the flavor of the chicken. That's a treat. New trick, new foodie learning. Every time we come here, I like that. It doesn't change the rating, but like the way that feels in the mouth, more of that.
Cheers to a lovely Merlot. One time, Bear and I did a live stream here, and I had one of these on the live stream. It's been some years. I feel like I was like 2021 or 2022, something like that. Anyway, cheers. I love a good house wine. I think this is one of the best value bottles of wine that you can get at Epcot and drink here. I'm here for it. It is a little dry, but it'll work with our food. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 wines. It makes me feel French fine.
We come to Chef de France, and of course I'm drinking French beer. I could have gotten wine. I could have gotten wine, but beer. This is actually the exact same beer that I got last time we went to La Crêperie, because they don't have very many beers there. This is the La Belle Spéciale. Belle Épale. Crisp, light, how I wish the weather was. But I'll take what I can get. Cool in glass. I guess it's all I'm going to get composed of beer outside. Clear outside. I'm tripping today. 3.75 out of 5 claws. With dessert, we're getting this Macaroni fraise. So you have a strawberry and lime macaron, and then strawberry sorbet with little crumbles and beautiful decoration like in the center of the plate. I'm assuming that's more strawberry bits, but it looks beautiful. Like they place, I hope, for our chef's poor fingers, they didn't place all these things by hand. Either way, I appreciate the beauty of it. Take a little bit of this strawberry lime macaron, and a little bit of the sorbet with the crumble hidden underneath, and a spoon. The 3 S's: strawberry, and spoon. Delectable, delight, delicious. 3 D's and 3 S's. Is that right? I think so. Either way, the strawberry and the lime together is amazing. And then you have the cold of the sorbet with a little bit of crumble. Nice texture while still being beautiful. It's very much a construction of art that you get to eat, which I'm fine with. 4.5 out of 5 claws.
Unfortunately, Bear is not going to be able to try my sorbet trio because I correctly guessed we have mango, strawberry, and raspberry sorbets with blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries, which I'm here for. And since I'm not sharing, I'm mixing it all together and enjoying a fruit salad. Cheers. Fruit salad is not for me. I do not like mixing that many flavors together. The mango kind of overpowers the other 2 flavors, so it's better to just eat each flavor on its own, and then you get like a little fresh of the fruit with it too. Much better than eating it all together. The sorbet, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 sorbets.
Another art installation on the plate is the baba. We have this vanilla-soaked brioche, the tropical compote, and then vanilla whipped cream on the inside. And you have like these dots on the outside as well. It's like a little jam. It's a beautiful little brioche. It's definitely soaked. You can see the texture of it. It's just soaked all the way through. Try to cut out a perfect little triangle here, which I'm probably going to ruin. But you get the idea. Beautimous. When they say vanilla soaked, they mean vanilla soaked. Like a haunting. Almost. It's a very wet brioche. So when you bite into it, you get pieces of that, like that vanilla flavor in the whipped cream. And the compotes give it a nice, like, sweet berry flavor. It's a delight. Delicate, but beautiful. I'll give that one a 3.75 out of 5 claws. You never leave France feeling fulfilled, either in your stomach or in your mind.
I will say as a Persian, there's a certain way that Persians like to eat, and it's definitely not like American. We like to sit, we like to enjoy, we like to bullshit, take our time, relax, and Chef de France is literally the place for that. If you are the type of family where you want to just sit and enjoy, relax, have a good conversation, drink some wine, take your time, like, perfect place. Just enjoy yourself, or you can rush. Like, they'll rush you too if you want to just go. But if you really want to slow down and enjoy yourself, France is where it's at.
Yes. One thing about eating at Epcot more than any place, especially when you get a cast member, one of the cultural cast members is like really passionate about their home country, you learn a lot during your meal. Like, they're willing to share like different like cooking techniques and regional things that like change the way dishes are made. And like the more you learn about that, the more like you learn these differences between countries, the more you realize that at the core, we're all kind of the same. You know?
Shout out to our server, Oliver, who was absolutely fantastic.
Yes. It was a wonderful meal. I love what's happening in the prefix here. I feel like the quality keeps improving every single time we come here. The apps were great. The entrees were amazing. The desserts were all works of art. Beautiful place. And again, one of the best values still here on World Showcase.
I do think that like by removing the quinoa, you've reduced the portion of the ratatouille, but the bread is unlimited and you can get bread and just put it on there and just enjoy it. Also, if you're a vegetarian, you can get Parmesan on the side and you can sprinkle it all over the ratatouille, so you don't have to eat it vegan if you want cheese. So take that into consideration if you're looking at this place to order. There's other options than just being vegan.
Yes. But we want to know what you guys think, as always, in the comments below. If you have anything else you'd like to see us do, be it France or otherwise, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, does Bear know that everybody wants to be a cat?
I don't know that.
If you don't leave a cat emoji, then how is a cat the only cat who knows where it's at? Are you picking up on that feline beat? Because anything else is obsolete.
You heard the girl.
If you watched to this point of the video, congratulations. We have another little thing that we're doing at the end of National French American Heritage Month. And if you're at this point, you can put a France flag emoji in the comments and maybe guess where we're going next. Bear might even pan you over to a hint.